Hey everyone, how are you? Oh, I guess you were just looking at my boobs. It's nice to see you. I'm standing back here on my mat, and I'm honored to be with all of you here today. Today I thought we'd focus on a bite-sized practice to regulate our nervous system and feel more resilient. This is something that I do in the morning. I thought I'd teach a variation on the Ashtanga practice to allow you to really truly tap into the alchemy of yoga and feel yourself make connections from disconnections and feel yourself settling into your true nature, which is so incredible and super powered by the breath. So, hi, thanks for joining us, and here we go. When I start my morning practice, I always like to sit in a comfortable seated position. Usually I'm on a little bit of a cushion, but today we won't have a cushion. And I like to focus on an intention for my practice. Today's intention I thought would be a great quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, which talks about life, love, and happiness. And the quote goes like this: when we are mindful, deeply in touch with the present moment, our understanding of what is going on deepens, and we begin to be filled with acceptance, joy, peace, and love. What a beautiful, beautiful intention for our practice. Hi friends! Let's give ourselves an opportunity to deepen our awareness and just sit for like 3 minutes maybe. I don't have really a timer on, but let's just sit and give ourselves space to breathe and to be as we get ready for our abbreviated Ashtanga practice. Feel your palms space up on your laps. Notice your shoulders melt away from your ears. And find compassion. We offer so much compassion to others. Now, as you sit right here, and we're going to practice, begin to settle into offering compassion to yourself. Begin to give yourself that self-care that you deserve. Soften your shoulders even more. Feel your sitting bones connecting down into the mat, the floor. And open your heart to a deeper breath. Feel the breath moving through your brain, releasing the words and the thoughts. Feel your breath moving through your bones, massaging your cells, and really truly tapping into the alchemy of the practice. Feel that magic roll down your entire body as you take those really deep, soothing belly breaths. Feel a smile from the inside out as you honor this moment, this precious moment. Feel yourself settling into your breath. Continue that wonderful rhythm. And let's stand up, preparing for our Surya Namaskara A's and our Surya Namaskara B's. Wherever you go in your practice today, with no expectations. Remember to hold yourself with loving kindness for the unique and powerful being that you are. Surya Namaskara A. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. First one, maybe gentle. Lower knees, chest and chin as you breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Shoulders broad. Gaze is soft. And today I'm going to do less talking and more of practicing. And just like you, allowing the breath to guide the path of our yoga practice today. Look forward and step or float forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, samashtitihi, rooting to rise. Second one, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look forward and float forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, arms come down. Third one, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your neck long and your shoulders relaxed. Usually it's 5 Surya Namaskara A's and 5 Surya Namaskara B's. But let's move through our practice today with 3 A's and 3 B's. Look forward and spring forward. Exhale all the stale air out. Inhale, rising up to your best self. Surya Namaskara B. I'm going to switch positions. Bend your knees, inhale, reaching up, Utkatasana. Exhale, dive down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening for Ardha. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Your head hangs, your feet are on the ground, your toes are light. And we step right foot forward, back foot plants, warrior one. And since warrior one is a little bit more active than a crescent lunge with both feet firmly rooted, let's take a couple more deep breaths in our first Surya Namaskara B. Exhale, palms down, step back, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha and Adho Mukha. Right foot plants, left foot connects, and reaching up. Right hip moves forward, left hip moving back. Feel your pubic bone and tailbone coming into alignment. Gaze is soft and internal as you offer yourself this self-care. Palms down, step back. Chaturanga, upward facing, and downward facing. Down dog is an opportunity to reorganize and re-energize, to reframe your thoughts. So if you have any, just shake them out. One more really good exhale. And then look forward, step forward. Forward fold, bending your knees in Utkatasana, reaching high, and straight arms, straight legs, Samashtitihi. So 2 more, breath by breath, together with compassion. Feel the magic, find the space, and then gently to the top. Kiss your shins, bend your knees, and reach your arms up high. Straight arms, straight legs, samasthiti, equal footing. Last one, bending and reaching. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhales are upward movements. Exhales are downward movements. Floating to the top. Kiss your shins. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach it high. Utkatasana, fierce, courageous pose. And samasthiti, equal footing. Step or jump your feet, frontal hip bone distance apart. And then with a micro bend in the knees, dive your head down, forward fold. Peace signs, grab the toes for Paschimottanasana. Eyeballs, the elbows reach out to the sides of the room. The second version of this is to take your hands underneath your feet and point your toes to your wrists. But today, let's just do this one. Eyeballs, the elbows to the sides of the room, stomach to the thighs, shoulders reaching high. One more good breath as you create this natural traction. Get some fresh oxygenated blood to your brain. And turn on your parasympathetic nervous system to send happy hormones through your body. Release your hands and dive up with that internal strength of the breath. Feet together, arms down. Another Vinyasa, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And step or float to the top. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, dive up. Exhale, arms come down. All right, now we move into our standing sequence. Nice wide step to the right, Utthita Trikonasana. Reaching and extending, right arm down, left arm up. Find a comfortable gaze. Breathe from the diaphragm. Exhale brings you up. Point your toes to the other side. Ooh, that's my hip. Find the safety and the strength in your pose. Come on back up. And step or float to the top. Inhale, open up wide, and now we go into the revolution. Right hand, right hip, left arm high. Left hand inside or outside of the foot, and the right arm up. Now ultimately you would be looking up to the hand in the air, but I feel like my earbuds are gonna fall out, so I'm gonna look down to the ground. twist and rinse. And then come on back up. Other side. So it's this beautiful, graceful movement with the breath. Body strong. Shoulders are open. And like one of my mentors says, we're just twisted souls trying to find center. Feel that beautiful length. And now we go a little bit deeper, extended side angle, bending into the right side, elbow towards the thigh or hand outside the foot. Breath is confident. Come on back up. Woo. And other side. And then twist. And come on back up and twist to the other side. Bring your body back up and step to the top of your mat. Opening up nice and wide. This is the Pasarita Padottanasana series. We're only going to do the D version. Hands to your hips, elbows back, heart is open. Fold forward. Take your peace signs to your big toes, yogi toe lock, eyeballs of the elbows shoot out, head hangs down. Just like our forward fold. There's only about 6 moves in our yoga practice. So our body moves in 6 directions and we just keep repeating them as we wake up our central nervous system. Come on back up and step to the top of the mat. And now we move into a separate leg, stretching head to knee pose. You can grab your elbows behind, keep your hands to your hips. You can place your hands in the mudra, whatever feels good. I'm taking my practice gentle today as I wake up the blueprint of my essence, that spinal column, central nervous system that wakes up my brain. Breathe in as you come up, and we'll find the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Try not to hammock in the joints. So remember, feel as if you almost are standing at the top of the mat or you're squeezing a block in between your thighs when you're in these positions so that you don't just kind of collapse or fake it. Come on back up. Arms open wide. Hi, friends. And step to the top. Whew. Get a little bit lightheaded there. Let's move into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Hands to your hips. Bring a foot up. And your knee slightly points to a side. Right hand comes forward and you grab onto your big toes. Hello, big toe. And then you kick it out. So we usually take 5 deep breaths, but we're just going to continue with our mini version today. Reach the leg out. Reach the leg forward. Give it a little kiss. Woo. And then keep the leg forward as your hands come to your hips. And lower back down. Big breath in. Hi, friends. And good breath out. Second side, hands to your hips, elbows back. Grab onto those toes, just like the quote that we said in the beginning, with acceptance, joy, and peace. Send lots of love through your body as we do this self-care practice. Leg comes forward. Give it a little kiss. Woo! And breathe. It's hard when you're teaching. And lower the foot down. All right, now we move into a variation of tree pose. Do the best you can. Bend your knee up. You're welcome just to go into tree or grab into a half lotus. Your right hand would come back, or the knee that's bent would come back and grab the toes. And the other hand comes up. Ooh, I'm gonna fall. And then we fold forward. Once again, I don't know if my earbuds are gonna fall out, so I'm being a little bit more careful today. And then come on back up. And feel that fresh flush as our red blood cells move through. Happy and healthy. Stable and strong. Second side. Other foot comes up. And bring your hand back. Woo. Reach an arm up. And then if you can, fold forward or just stay in tree. Big breath in. And good breath out. Come on back up. And then you let go. And just as if we are just starting the practice anew, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and we jump forward into Utkatasana. So, jumping forward, reach your arms up into Utkatasana. Now I'm just going to turn as we stay in Utkatasana. You can come out of this pose, bringing your hands to your heart. Ooh, lift your heels up high. And then as you come forward, bring your knees into crow. In the old books, the ancient books, they call this crane. And jump back. Inhale up. Whew, exhale down. Warrior one. Arms reach high. 5 deep breaths, but we're on our rhythm of 3 today, so be kind. Stretching and breathing. Gaze is soft. Shoulders down. Straighten and pivot and lunge. And on your inhale, open. Warrior two. Arms extend out. Feel your shoulders over your hips. Not reaching too far forward or too far back. And pivot to the other side. Notice your neck elongate. More advanced students, as you come out of this pose, we come into handstand. Ironically, I have a wall here, so I could practice, but I'm taking it easy today. So inhale, arm high. Exhale, palms come down. Stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then we step or jump through to a seated position, and I'm twisting the face towards you. Now we move into our floor part of practice. So our hands are next to our hips, elbows reach back. I have a long torso, so I have to tend up my fingertips and just kick the heels up off the ground so you really feel bones hugging muscles, muscles hugging bones. Dandasana. Or reach your hands forward, Paschimottanasana. Remember, we're doing an abbreviated practice, so peace signs can go to the toes. You can grab your feet like a sandwich. You can reach your hands up and over, or the wrapper becomes grabber. Wherever you are, stretch and breathe. And then we'll come up, reach your hands back. Your palms are down and your fingers point forward, and we're gonna come into a little bit of a shoulder stretch from all those vinyasas. Lift yourself up, let your head hang back, spreading the toes out on the ground, and then lower your buns, reach your hands forward in a gentle vinyasa through. Breathing in and breathing out. And then step or jump through, back to a seated position. And the first one on the floor that mimics what we did standing is your Ardha Padma Paschimottanasana. So grab onto your foot, reach your hands forward. If this is too much for your knee, remember to do your Janutrisasana. Draw yourself forward, come on up. In between poses, instead of doing a vinyasa, we're just gonna press up. So bring your hands to the ground and practice uplifti, that lifting pose. Your buns come up, and if you can, your heels come up, lower back down, second side. Bringing the left foot in or foot to the inner thigh. Wrap the left hand around, ow, that was my knee. And draw yourself forward. I have to say that as I age, this practice is becoming more and more helpful in protecting my knees and keeping me safe and resilient in my body, not just my mind. Come on, back up, release, and now we Vinyasa. Palms to the ground, chaturanga, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Remember, this is your practice. If you want to jump through, go for it. I'm just moving slowly today. Second thing we do is a good pose to help protect our knees. It's half of hero pose, and then we fold forward. Neck is long. Try and keep your buns on the ground. Sometimes the knee that's bent, the hip likes to lift up. And then come on up, and we'll switch. Whew. Second side, folding forward. Big breath in, and a nice breath out. Bring yourself back up, and you can keep your leg there and move through. Chaturanga. Breathe in, breathe out, and then step or jump through. And we'll bring our legs forward, and here we come. There are 4 versions of Janushrisasana, and we're only gonna do the first Jani leg. So we're gonna do Janushrisasana A. They're all very exciting, but maybe we'll do a demo on that in one of these. Draw yourself forward and breathe. I forgot to do the lift up in between. So on this side, I'll remember to do that in this lift, lower, switch. Toes are active, heel off the ground. Wrapper is the grabber. Remember, this is all about breathing. It's not about how you look in the pose. Really respect that as you find acceptance, joy, and peace. Coming back, now we move on to the Marichyasana sequence. So the first one, you want to hands width away from your right foot, knee is bent, and you wrap your arm back. The other arm comes back, and you're either grabbing your fingers or your wrists, and you're bringing your face towards the shin bones. Big, conscious, deep, compassionate breaths. And then we come on up, and we're lifting between sides versus Vinyasa. Second side, hands width from foot to leg. Sweep your arm back, pinky side down, grab onto your hands, and then here we go, coming forward. And I don't know about all of you, but as I tap into my prana, my life force energy, I'm sweating a lot. Unwind and move through. Down dog. All right, now we're gonna take it to, there's a Marichyasana A, B, C, and D, and we're gonna go into the C version, very gentle and kind, spinal twist. So take your left heel to the corner of your right mat, right foot up and over, and you're gonna take the left hand and give it a hug, and your right hand reaches back. Tent up the fingertips to lengthen the torso, and if you can, give your elbow a nice little twist. Breathing right here. Excuse me. And then unwind. We'll do a lift, lower, twist. Same thing on the other side. Wherever you're at, remember, our body changes. That's why an Ashtanga practice or a practice that's a system is so great, because then you can let your mind go and just move through so that you meet the body of today. Chaturanga, up and down, and now it becomes boat pose. So you jump through for boat pose. Hips down, legs up. We're doing 3 breaths, and we did 3 Surya A's and B's. So we're gonna do that same kind of thing here. Usually you do your boat 5 times. We're just gonna do it 3 times. You can lift up gently or lift yourself all the way up, Uplifti. And then here we go. Second one, heart is high, body's calm. Good time to smile, cross opposite legs, lift and lower. And then reach your hands. More advanced students, Then they start doing handstands in between these as you find your bandhas, those uplifting energy and breaths. Cross your feet, hands come down, and step or float back when you're done with your boats. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, now I'm flipping so you can see me. The next thing you do, which isn't very pretty, is you bend your knees and you jump your feet outside of your hands. Bringing your hands back. You're squeezing arms into legs, legs into arms, and once again, this is an abbreviated practice of Ashtanga, the 8 path. Cross your feet and bring your head down. So you're curling yourself up, broadening the back muscles. It actually feels really yummy, even though it looks funny. And then you come up. You can do Tadasana, and then make your way back. Plank, chaturanga, inhaling up, exhaling down. As you look forward this time, you would jump your feet out wide again, and you would come into a wider space, bringing one hand through underneath you and the other. And then your chin comes forward. Now you would bring your toes towards your head, and you would try and wrap your hands behind you and your feet over your head. But we're just gonna stay in this really nice forward fold and slowly come up. Cross your feet, palms come down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And as you look to your hands, step or jump to the top. The next thing we do is Garbha Pindasana. So we would cross our feet in lotus pose, bring our hands through, and then hold our hands up and roll on our backs 9 times. But let's just do it the modified version. Crossing your feet, rolling on your back, up, down one side, up the other. So don't tell chiropractors, but this is like your own chiropractic adjustment. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm cracking my back as I go along doing this until you move around 9 times, and here I am. So I am going to do Uplifti. You can also just be in Sukhasana, your easy pose, and do Breath of Fire, but I'm gonna lift up, and we'll do Breath of Fire, 25 deep breaths. Palms come down, lift up your knees, and here we go. Hands forward, palms down. You lift yourself up, release the legs, and chaturanga. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Now we've moved into the Kona zone. So the first one is Baddha Konasana. We're gonna take our feet together, hands back behind us, tips of the fingers to the ground. It almost feels like your shin bones are merging. Feet come open, and you're working on your hips and your knees. Spine is long. So Baddha Konasana A, flat back. Baddha Konasana B, open your feet like a book and draw your face forward. Some people are particular and want their back flat, but you're welcome to find whatever feels good as you fold forward. And then, come on up. Hands to the outsides of the knees, cross your feet, palms down, chaturanga, urdhva mukha, and adho mukha. Remember, it's not about the practice, it's about the breath. So as we come back forward, we go into a bigger kona, and I'm apologizing right away because you're gonna see my butt in the air. So we come forward, and then we lift up. Hard to do when you're talking. Grabbing onto your feet, making sure nothing's behind me. I think I'm gonna scoot my butt forward. And you lift up. You roll back, toes touch the ground. We're lifting hips higher. And then you come back up for a breather. Press through the ball mounds of the feet and roll forward. You see me? Hi. Hi. I said, can you see me? And Siri showed up. All right. So the next thing you would do is your palms would come down and you would flip your legs back. But I'm going to cross my feet, hands to the ground, and step or float back. Chaturanga. Inhaling up, exhaling down. All right, from the konas, we jump through and we come down and we move into same thing we did with Utthita Hasta. Now we're just on the ground. Leg is high, fingertips towards the toes. Lift your chest to your leg to your chest. Lower your head down, and then open up as you look to a side. Big breath in, and a calm breath out. Look back forward, foot comes up, and then you're trying to bring your toe closer to the ground behind you, but it really depends on how open your hammies are. Lower the leg, and we'll do the other side. Grab onto your toes, breathing deeply, and lift up. And then lower and open. Gazing to the opposite side that the foot is going. And then face up, leg up. Guide your leg towards your face and release. Now you would do backwards chaturanga, which is called chakrasana, and your toes come back behind you and you would push up and back. But today let's just do a regular vinyasa, chaturanga, up and down, so that the next thing that we're gonna do is prepare our bodies to come into, our legs go up and our toes come back behind us, and we're taking our peace signs to our big toes, yogi toe lock. I have a wall here, so I'm not going super far. And you roll up, hello, just like boat pose almost. Grab on behind the legs now, and woo, I'm on a ledge, and get closer to the legs, looking up and lower down. Nice. So you've prepared your body now for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hands to the ground, lifting up, downward facing dog, and we jump through to lay on our backs to come into a full wheel. So I'm going to take about 15 deep breaths in my full wheel pose. Hands come down, feet firmly planted, and then lift up. Wherever you're at, press up through the hips, broaden the shoulders, let your head hang, and your gaze be soft. And then gently lower yourself back down. The counter pose to this is to roll forward and come into Paschimottanasana, a nice forward fold. Breathing and extending. And now we've prepared our body for the king and the queen of our practice. Our shoulder stand and our headstand. Cross your feet, hands come down, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And now bring your knees to the ground, and you would bring your legs through, and we're going to get ready for shoulder stand. Hands come down. Moving a little bit this way, legs come up. Now you can always stand legs up the wall pose. You really have to honor your body. Bring your toes up and over, interlace your hands. Hands go to the low back. You take one leg up and then the other, shoulder stand. Big breath in through the nose and a good breath out through the mouth. And I apologize because my voice probably sounds really funny with my chin to my chest and my chest to my chin. So about 10 deep breaths here.
And then we go into plow. Interlacing your hands, hips lift high, neck is nice and elongated. From plow, we go into ear pressure pose, or deaf man's pose. Knees to the ears, palms pressed down. Now the fingers aren't interlaced. Great stretch for the neck and shoulders. Very humbling because you see your belly. And now we straighten the legs back up and come into a lotus in the air. Reaching your hands to support the legs as you lengthen. Remember, we're doing an abbreviated version, so it's a little bit faster maybe than normal and a little bit scrappier. We're kind of cutting some things out. So you would hug your legs here. I'm just going to put my hands down. And then as your hands come down, you roll out into fish pose, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So a different version, not Ardha Matsyendrasana, that's half Lord of the Fishes. But we're doing fish. All right, so we take the top of the head to the ground, and then we would hold on to our feet to get our head further into position. And then we release our hands from the feet, and we reach hands and feet up. And then lower. And we give ourselves time to just relinquish control. Almost like a little fishy swimming on the lake. And then the piece de résistance. From the queen of the practice, we move to the king of the practice, a headstand. So you would do a chakrasana, you would do a back flip here, but we're just going to chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale down. Now, we bring any way to get your body into a headstand. So we don't do the tripod headstand with the head and the hands. What we do in Ashtanga, the headstand where your hands support the back of your head. But you only want to feel, as my mentor used to say, a little rupee, which is the Indian coin, of weight on the head. You're hardly even touching your head to the ground. It's hard to do this when you're talking. Breathing deeply, your legs go up, your body is confident, your shoulders are open, and hopefully my legs are up to the sky. You take about 10 deep breaths here, and then, you bring your legs forward for 5 deep breaths. And then, sorry for the little scream, your legs come back up. You would lower back down, and then you would slither into an up dog. Fun, huh? Exhale, Adho Mukha, down dog. And then we would take and step or jump through to a seated position. So our finishing sequence for an Ashtanga practice is you bring your legs into lotus flower pose, you take your hands back and you grab your opposite feet, hello feet, and then you fold forward. Head comes down, shoulders are open, body is strong, and you're breathing. Then you come back up and you reach your hands forward, taking that cosmic consciousness mudra, the Gaian mudra. Thumb and index finger touch so you can feel the pulse points. And a mudra is energetic seal. It's a great way to settle in back into the breath and the pulse. And now the final thing is that uplifti before we move into our final vinyasa. Hands grab onto the legs, lift yourself up. So tolasana means scale pose, so it's like those old lawyer scales where one side comes up and then the other. So we're balancing out the ha and the ta, the sun and the moon, those male and female, positive, negative, sweet and sour. And our practice is helping us to regulate our nervous system. So Tolasana is that piece de resistance. You're doing in this pose breath of fire, which is deep cathartic breaths through the nose. And then your hands come down. So often we do 50. Today, since we're doing an abbreviated practice, let's do 25. If you can't lift your legs up, that's fine. Just sit and do breath of fire seated. If you want to try and lift up your legs, let's go for it. Hands to the ground, lifting up. I think that was more than 25, but you did a good job. Palms to the ground, and then you would lift your legs up, and I'll turn sideways so that you can see me. The ultimate goal is that you would roll forward, lift up, and lengthen. Lower, chaturanga, inhaling up, exhaling down dog. As they say in New York, down dog. You did it. Step or float to the top. Exhale to kiss the legs. Inhale, swan dive up. And exhale, arms come down. And this is where you would do your final invocation. Whew. And you would give yourself then time to go into Shavasana. So what I'm actually going to do today is get you guys into Shavasana and then completely let you go and turn our live feed off, and then you can just relax as long as you want to into Shavasana. All right? So I hope you deepened your awareness. I hope that you allowed yourself to breathe and drop in and find inner peace through our abbreviated Ashtanga practice. As you relax into Shavasana, really enjoy the clarity of the breath and the loving kindness of the breath. Thanks for practicing self-care with me today. Just lay on out and enjoy the moment. I'm wishing you lots of love, and I'm wishing you that you stress less. I truly honor and respect all of you, in thought, in speech, and in action. May the merits of our practice together benefit all beings. Peace and big, big love from my heart.